defense looked out there?
A lot of positives. There really were, JP. Very happy with some of the ball movement early on. I thought we made some plays downfield when we had to. Unfortunately, we didn't convert one situation. And then, I was really pleased with it, though. I really was. I thought there were some really good things, like what we got from the first offensive line. It looks like Logan's picking up where he left off. The running game seemed to click pretty well. I mean, there was a lot of good things that we're gonna be feeling good about, and then there's a lot of things that we're gonna look at and say we got to get better at.
Taylor Heineke, a good chunk of time out there. Just overall, what was your assessment of this play?
Oh, I thought Taylor picked up right where he left off. The guy's a high dynamic, energy type player. Did a lot of good things. Made some good decisions. And again, I like who he is as a football player for us right now.
You gave Jamin Davis some extended time out there. What were you hoping he would pick up tonight?
Well, just the feel and the experience of getting out there on the football field more so than anything else. We put him in a couple of leadership roles when we were in our base defense early on. We rotated him out early and had him with the second subgroup. And, we try to stress him. We had him play a few extra plays, especially in the second quarter, and thought he handled it very well.
Was that the same thinking with Sam Cosmi, and what did you see from him today as well?
Really like what we got from Sam. Sam needs to play, and that's the truth of the matter, and so does Jamin. So does Ben Juiced. I mean, that's why those guys played a little extended into the second quarter. Very pleased with what we saw from those guys. I thought when John Bates got his opportunity, I thought he did a nice job and did some really good things, as did Sam Reyes. I mean, there was a lot of positives, a lot of things that we're going to grow on and get better with.
A couple of missed field goals. Did you get any sense of what happened there?
Yeah, we did. We'll take a look at it. We'll define it even more. And really just kind of get that thing worked out. I mean, more so than anything else for the most part.
Is there a concern about
No, there's not a concern. I think it's disappointing, but at the end of the day, we have a new operation that's got to continue to get worked out. And we've got two more preseason games to get it corrected.
They were kneeling on it to end the game. You called timeout, extended the game.
Right.
What was the plan there?
Oh, I would have loved to have gotten Steven Montez an opportunity to do something again, more so than anything else. It kind of surprised me that they were going to kneel. I thought they would run it. And then they did run it. And unfortunately, we didn't get out and turn the ball back in. And when you don't do your job, that's what happens.
Garrett Patterson? Did he surprise you at all in this game?
No, he didn't surprise us. I mean, that's what we saw in the young man. I mean, he had a terrific college career, and he's had a good camp so far. And I think we expected him to do some positive things, so it was good to watch.
What was it like to catch up with Cam Newton there?
It was good. It was good to see him again. He's he and I are kind of connected for the most part. My first chance in the league as a head coach, and he was our first pick, the first pick to the draft, actually. So it was good to see him. I'm always cheering for him. He's a heck of a young man.
If I'm not mistaken, you guys had the three safety combination out there that you talked about earlier in camp. I wonder if you had any first impressions on how that went.
No, I'm going to watch that on tape, to be honest with you. That'll probably be more important, than giving an assessment from what I saw on the ground level, because there are certain things that you watch in a game, and sometimes you're not always watching the area that you're going to talk about, so that would be very unfair.
JC, small sample size today, but obviously had an impact out there. What did you see from him? Does he look any different from your one?
I thought he was explosive, came off the ball well, was very active, and I think he's a guy that, the more he plays, as we watch him, the more he plays, the better he's going to get.
The offense as a whole, just seeing how the skill position guys work with the quarterbacks and the backs, get their time. What was your overall assessment?
I think, without having watched the tape, there was a lot of good things that we can work with. That really were. We saw some guys that really did flash well. A little excited about our speed out there with Diami. I thought the overthrow was, a little bit him not quite understanding, that you've always got to get off that line like you're the guy, and he'll get better at that. And with his speed, he'll make those plays. We hit him on a couple of nice throws underneath, and his speed showed. So that was one of the huge pluses. Using the tight ends was another plus for us. In the fourth quarter, you saw Steven throwing the ball to the backs. Those are things that we got to be aware of, because we do have some pretty good backs out of the backfield.
How closely will you scrutinize this one game, and just in terms of the overall evaluation of players and making the roster?
Well, it's one of those things that, the more time you spend watching the tape, the next 2 days, I think a better assessment would be fair for everybody. There were a lot of pluses. There were a lot of guys that we were looking for to see how they would handle the situation. A lot of our young guys, and again, starting with the offensive line, starting with the defensive secondary. I mean, we're going to really break those areas down and kind of just say, hey, these are the guys that we think can help us.
Just a quick update, Kyle Allen, do you expect him back next week?
Hopefully he worked out. We'll see how he reacts to everything tomorrow. They're coming in tomorrow for meetings. They have a stretch and a lift and conditioning. Then they'll be off, and then we'll get an opportunity to see where he is on Sunday.